Odd Tempest Sacred Seal is going to be a new thing in the upcoming New Year Tempest trial, and this is going to be opening up a lot of options for many of the units. Now, even if you miss the Sacred Seal, you can still forge this after 2 months in the Sacred Seal forging, and this is going to be same as the Odd Tempest skill that you can run in the slot C, so it will still be having those same restrictions, and it is only going to be available to the Melee Infantries and the Melee Fliers. So Odd Tempest is going to be providing you with that extra 1 movement on the odd number turns. As a slotsy skill, it is going to be competing with a lot of things, and that is true for even the Sacred Seal slot, because almost everything or a lot of things in FEH are at an opportunity cost where you could be running something else which might help you in some of the matchups. So you definitely have to keep that in mind, because you're not going to be able to run a Blade Session, attack speed solo, or anything like that to get more offenses. And especially if you run both Even Tempest as a slotsy skill and then Odd Tempest as a Sacred Seal, it is definitely going to be a heavy opportunity cost in my opinion. But still, mobility is extremely good in FEH, and it is going to be a very important thing, so it is going to be helping a lot of the flyers and infantry units. But this also means that you have to watch out for the stalled status from many of the units like Loki, Reeve, and of course Summer Thor, who is going to be very popular and meta unit in Summoner Duels. So let us take a look at some of the options that you can run with the Odd Tempest Sacred Seal. Of course, I'm not going to be able to cover like every single build ever, but still this can help you get started thinking about the options that you can run or you want to run with the Sacred Seal. So Ephraim on the thumbnail is there for a reason, and Ephraim did get a pretty good weapon refine this month, and he does have Even Tempest built into his weapon, which means that it has perfect synergy with Odd Tempest Sacred Seal, and this opens up his slotsy skill to run Time Pulse or even run Defense Res Smoke. Because keep in mind that he has got Near Trace in his weapon, and he has got unhindered movement on the forest tiles. So he's going to be one of the best users of this Odd Tempest Sacred Seal, especially with the options that it opens up for his slotsy. So you can easily run like Heavy Blade, Time Pulse, and Gale Force as well. But at max investment, the Clash skills are going to be really amazing, because it does work with the extra movement that you get with the Tempest Sacred Seal and the Even Tempest in his refine. So he's going to be having permanent 3 movement pretty much with this Sacred Seal, which is really amazing. The biggest winners out of this Sacred Seal are also Dancers, because they don't really have the opportunity cost of the offensive units. Usually they are going to be running some kind of supportive skill like Chilled skill or, some kind of Drive Sacred Seal. So it's not the most heavy, opportunity cost, and this could be run with Florid Cane Plus on many of these Sword Dancers so that you can get the Near Trace effect. And a Trace Dancer is truly one of the wonderful things that you can run on a team, so you can double down on the support and simply run Sudden Panic, and by having you're going to be able to easily follow up with a lot of the cavalry nukes and clear a lot of the maps. So the Dancers having the permanent movement is going to be pretty amazing. Now, what's better than a permanent 3 movement infantry dancer? The answer should of course be a flying dancer with the permanent 3 movement with the amazing mobility of a flyer, and also having access to Arcane Downfall so that they can also function as a Gale Force Dancer to pretty much provide you the 2 actions. So Arcane Downfall special charges are going to be really helpful to get the Gale Force off. And again, having the Near Trace skill on a Dancer is going to be really good, and the Clash skills are going to be having amazing synergy. Now let's look at some of the free-to-play users of this Odd Tempest Sacred Seal, and you can definitely run this on some of the Gale Force units. Like Rudger comes to mind, because he does get special acceleration and also special charges out of his weapon. So he doesn't exactly need to run Time Pulse in his slot C to have a 4-turn Gale Force, and he can already get the special charges out of his weapon, so you don't have to run like Flashing Blade on him. So you can give him the permanent 3 movement by running both Even and Odd Tempest, but like I said, definitely keep in mind the opportunity cost, especially. Even more scary offensive unit is definitely Shadows of Valentia Pala with that adaptive damage that also has Brave Effect built into it, and she also has Canto 2 in her weapon, so she can easily run hit and run and basically retreat 3 spaces, which is absolutely amazing with permanent 3 movement if you do run Even Tempest and Odd Tempest. And we're definitely going to be seeing this kind of Pala quite a bit in Summoner Duels, especially in Summoner Duels S, because previously she had to depend on like Hatari Azura or like Leslie Azura to get the extra 1 movement. but now she can easily be run with a Pathfinder team and actually be really destructive to a lot of the frontliners and snipe many of the units with her Canto and then just run away after it. Even under like Canto control, she's going to be able to retreat 2 spaces because of hit and run. So paddle users are definitely going to be rejoicing. And speaking of summoner duels, you know, Bridal Katria is one of the best units to be used there because of the triangle attack. And she is often used with Odd Tempest Slotsy skills so that you can set up and get your, you know, all of your units into the zone. And you can actually run Odd Tempest Sacred Seal on her and also run Infantry Speed Tactic to provide even more support to your team. And giving null follow-up status to your units is going to be absolutely amazing on top of the +6 speed buff. So definitely a pretty expensive build, but this is something that I will be expecting in the higher echelons of Summoner Duels gameplay. And we can also use the Sacred Seal competitively in something like Aether Raids defense. Now, Saros is not the most threatening 7-slot unit, especially after the release of Arvel, but she can definitely run Canto control to annoy the Canto using units, especially like Regan, and she could be used with Odd Tempest as a more offensive unit. And even before the Sacred Seal, a lot of people did run her with Odd Tempest before Canto control was even available, just so that she can be a little more threatening because she is going to be having that auto follow up, and she can also hit pretty hard with her base attack, and especially if you run Dragon Strat 4 to get even more true damage. And speaking of Aether Raids defense, Mirabilis is also a dancer who could make use of ground orders in the Slotsy while still using Odd Tempest. I mean, this combo was already available before, with Odd Tempest being available in Slotsy and then ground orders being available as a Sacred Seal. But still, if you want to run this is still an option, but keep in mind that Elamine is going to be a really big annoyance because she can actually shut down both ground orders and Odd Tempest at the same time. So it is going to be pretty annoying for sure, but Mirabilis being a melee dancer can function as a 3-movement dancer, which is going to be useful. And Emblem being available in the Dark Season and really boosting the cav lines along with Note, you can definitely use Dancer Eldigan as your permanent 3-movement dancer, who unlike a lot of the cavalry dancers like Hatari Azura, is not really going to get baited out that easily because of being a melee dancer and especially having a lot less attack with Fortress Defense Res. So you can use him as an isolation-proof permanent 3-movement dancer, which is pretty unique honestly, and there's really no other dancer who can do something like that. So on a cav line, he can definitely follow up through a lot of cavalry allies and just dance them up. So he is going to be a big user of this kind of Sacred Seal with even Tempest. So quickly, I just wanted to go over some of the units that do make use of the Sacred Seal. I hope that we can get even Tempest Sacred Seal soon because there's no reason not to at this point if you have Odd Tempest. And some units like Boyd are definitely going to be enjoying the even Tempest Sacred Seal, similar to how Ephraim enjoys the Odd Tempest Sacred Seal. So let me know in the comments who are you going to be running Odd Tempest Sacred Seal on, and make sure to share this video with your friends if they're trying to think of some of the options to run with the Sacred Seal. And if you enjoyed, please be sure to leave a like and a comment, helps you tremendously. And if you really enjoyed, you could always support me directly by using Super Thanks or by becoming a YouTube member down below as well. And for more FEH videos, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because YouTube sub boxes are about as functional as the extra movement from Odd Tempest under the stalled status. So with that, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.